Hello there, and welcome to this edition of Macanta's release updates. So, quite a few things, new functions we've added, some improvements, and some bug fixes. So, let's jump straight in. First one, new feature, additional data object access permissions. So, we now allow you to control what access someone has to a data object based on their or someone else's relationship. So if I go and look at user management, in my user template, I can then go and see under others, I can then go and control when a user wants, so if another user is connected to a data object and it's not me, so say I log in and I look at a data object I don't have a relationship with, should I have read only to the data or read write, and also the relationships, should it be read only or read write? And then the same if another user is connected to a data object with a specific relationship. So I can then say if someone else is already connected as a host on that, is it then read write or read only for the relationships and the data? So you can control who can change what when another user already has a relationship to a particular data object. So then we also added the ability to control whether someone can delete data objects as part of permission control, and also whether you can delete contact records or not. So you've got that control available now. Then in addition to that, we added user-specific email template groups. So there are the shared groups that you control through user permissions, but users now have the ability to go and create a template and then set it that, well, actually, I've got a private template group. If I check this box and then create my email and save it as a template, that template is then only available to me as the user, and no other users will have access to that template. So you have that additional flexibility there. Then we've had for quite some time these in-app alerts here, the interface alerts. What we've done to those now is we've added in the ability to use merge tags. So if I go to my query builder where those are set up, if you don't remember, you can then say a different message depending on whether the criteria is met or not for this contact. So here I've now merged in the app name, which is a particular field on the data object. And that then means when I load the contact, I can immediately see whether they have a Macanta install data object. And if they do, then I get the name. So that's the merge value, because this contact has several of these data objects. And that merge value then comes in there. So you can at a glance see that kind of information quite quickly without actually having to go in and look at the data. It stands out that way. And then the other new function we have is we've now got an Integrately integration. So if you're familiar with Zapier or Integromat, Integrately is the new kid on the block, but very interesting stuff that they're doing. Slightly different approach. So what I can do here for my first app, let's say I'm going to use Freshdesk, and then I can just go and have a look at Macanta. And then it comes up with pre-created automations that I can just with one click create, or of course I can go down and create more complex integrations here. So that's now available. So you can go and avail yourself of that. And thanks to everyone at Integrately for working with us on that. Then as far as enhancements go, interface enhancement. So we've had the Unsaved changes alert for quite some time, but it was a bit rudimentary. So now we've improved that, where you can now, if you go and make changes and you don't save, then you get a warning saying, are you sure you want to lose these changes? Unsaved changes will be lost. So then you can choose proceed, lose the changes, or cancel, go back and save, and then carry on. So it's just a bit clearer what your options are there. Then for our bug fixes, we have in our notifications, tasks weren't creating notifications for a few days, and that has been rectified. So tasks will now appear here and also create the in-app notifications. The data object import email was a bit confusing because it was really just a copy of the contact import, but that has now been sorted out and it should be much clearer what's been imported, updated, or skipped. Then the ability to add a contact when you also want to add the contact. So you want to add a contact with a relationship, but the contact doesn't exist yet, was a bit messy. So now we've got search for an existing, or you can go and create a new one, select the relationship and connect them. So that's just been made a little bit clearer there. And then there was another issue where the admin side, let's go and lose those changes. On the admin side, when you set the limitations for how many contacts can have a particular relationship to a data object type, those limitations weren't saving and therefore not being applied. But that has been corrected. So yeah, we've been pretty busy and I'll have more for you soon. Take care.